What's up, guys?
What's up?
Episode 8 of It's All Love. I'm here with my brother Oscar.
What's up, bro?
I'm David, for those of you guys just watching.
This is Oscar.
Yeah, and that's Oscar. First things first, I wanted to bring up a serious issue going on in the world right now. Racism. Rest in peace to George Floyd. That was terrible what the world had to see, and everything that the world's going through right now is just a terrible thing to witness, especially with a pandemic going on. And it just shows how serious the situation is with people going out, protesting in large groups, even though there's still a global pandemic going on. So we just wanted to shed light on that and just hope that everybody is taking this seriously, supporting Black Lives Matter, supporting people that are hurting, and George Floyd's families, and not just his, all the recent deaths going on, and we just hope that we see change. So I encourage people to vote, sign petitions. It takes less than a minute. There's tons of petitions going on right now that you can sign online. It takes, like I said, 30 seconds to a minute. That's all it takes to affect change. Us being people of color too, minorities. I know we don't have it as bad, but we definitely feel for these people, and we just hope we see change.
Yeah, definitely. Black Lives Matter. It's good to see that everybody's coming together and united. It doesn't matter what race you are. But we're seeing through all these times right now that everybody's uniting together. The looters, that's something different. We gotta kind of step away from the looters and not focus on that, because the looters are just taking advantage at the fact that we have all these people, the communities uniting, and the looters are just taking advantage. And we see the media saying, oh, well, these looters are part of these people saying Black Lives Matter. I believe that they're not part of the Black Lives Matter movement. They're doing this on their own spiteful
their own agendas.
Their own agenda. So please, just support the Black Lives Matter. And we say, there's people saying, oh, all lives matter. Yes, but right now, currently, we're dealing with just Black Lives Matter. So,
facts.
Please go ahead and support. And we know that it's a pandemic right now. Like David said, it's tough, because they're saying, oh, well, yeah, you guys, the COVID-19, but people are over here protesting. Yeah, but I think, at the end of the day, you're seeing how everybody is uniting regardless of this COVID-19, and going out there and supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. And like we say, rest in peace, Floyd. We've seen that a lot of sports figures are out there stepping, going into the crowd and being with everybody protesting as well. We have basketball players, we have baseball players, we have Jordan that donated I think $100 million or something towards the movement. So I mean, we're taking this serious. Kaepernick started it with kneeling on the flag. I mean, there's so many people, so many athletes out there who have voiced their opinion, but they've been shut down because they're just like, oh, it's nothing, it's just one more life, but actually it does matter. So if it was one of us or anybody else, they would make a big issues, but so we want to go ahead and
we're standing with you guys. It's all love.
They say Black Lives Matter.
No justice, no peace.
That's right.
All right, what do you want to start with?
So changing the subject, we know that basketball is coming back.
Yes.
We got basketball
coming back.
What do you think about the whole bubble going into Florida, like this bubble of just 22 teams going out there?
I think if the players are on board with it, then I'm on board with it. Because if they're okay with it, I mean, why shouldn't I be?
Yeah.
So if they obviously think it's a safe thing to do, especially with the commissioner. The commissioner has showed time and time again that he was always going to put health before sports.
Right.
Just by the first game, he thought somebody had it, and he shut down the whole season. Like, that just shows how much he cares for the players and all that. And he also made it a priority to make them know that if you guys don't feel comfortable coming back and playing, you have no obligation to come back. You can stay home with no penalty, nothing. But like, if you do go, strict rules, no one can leave, and if you do, you're gonna be facing strict punishments. But like I said, if the players are on board with it, then I'm on board with it, and I honestly can't wait.
I think everybody's waiting for for something to happen. I mean, I think all the teams, everybody, like all sports are coming to Florida, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I know the MLS is going there. They announced it today or yesterday that they're going down there. I know some baseball games are gonna be played down there too, so it's gonna be interesting to see. Like you're gonna be having
Yeah.
sports on 24/7, especially with the short time period. They're crunching everything together,
Yeah.
especially because the new season coming up. So like, it's gonna be interesting. You're gonna probably miss some games because games are overlapping each other. So I mean, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, it's gonna feel like the Olympics. I mean, you got all a bunch of athletes, sports going on. I know that they're trying to cut the NFL 2 games for the preseason. I know they're trying to cut MLB to 70%. Everybody's suffering from this COVID-19. Not only us, the mid class or upper class, but even teams, even players are actually being affected by this. So. It's gonna be good coming back to the sports.
But yeah, that's gonna be awesome. I heard they're gonna be playing like side by side to each other.
Oh wow.
Like a gym.
Like a gym.
Yeah, so that'd be pretty cool. Like seeing them play, and then you got the other teams on the side. Yeah. But that's gonna be cool. That's gonna be interesting to see how that happens and how it all goes down.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm super excited. It's July 31st. I think the first game is, and their training camp starts at the end of this month in June. But. Yeah, it's gonna be cool to see.
So out of the 22 teams, I'm not too sure how many teams from what conference are playing. But we were speaking about it off the air. You said I was asking you how many teams out of the West or the East, and what were you saying?
There's 13 teams from the West and 9 teams from the East, which sucks for the East because it's only 9. But that's cool though. It's cool that they're giving these teams a chance too. Like they're giving them a fair. I feel like it's a fair chance to go. Because the East, it was like they had like 10 games behind from the 8th spot, so it's not like it would have made a difference. But with the West, it's always super competitive. They're giving it all the way to the 13th team to get a chance to get in there. So that's really cool.
On the East team, do you have like a sleepers team that you think that could freaking come up out of nowhere and just shock the world?
I don't think out of nowhere, but I definitely think the Heat, like I said in the previous episodes, the Heat, I think they're going to do some damage. Especially, everybody's rested. Well, I mean, everybody's rested. So, everybody's coming back kind of like 100. But, yeah, I think definitely the Heat. I mean, you got Jimmy Butler putting in work, leading that young team. And they just play as a team. They have a good coaching staff, good system. Everybody plays together. There's no selfishness. It's a super unselfish team. And I think they're like 1 or 2 pieces away from a championship next year.
Oh, wow.
But, yeah, I definitely think they could punch the big guy in this playoffs. But, yeah, I'm super excited to see them in the Heat. Yeah.
What do you think out of... All right, so then that's 9, right? So then that leaves us with what?
No, Heat I think are like 4th.
4? No, I know, but from the Eastern Conference, it's 9 teams?
Yeah, the Heat was in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah. So out of the Western Conference, that leaves us with what, 12? 13. So who do you think out of those are gonna actually be a competitive team? I mean, all of them, I guess, right?
Well, yeah, but I would say what do you mean, to make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Well, let me see.
Well, isn't these teams kind of like the playoffs? Only let's say the playoffs. So are they gonna be playing 4 or 5 games?
I heard it was gonna be 6 to 8 games to start. So you have your 6 to 8 games. Yeah, and then as you go, the better your record, you just go in if the season never ended, you just finish from there. But yeah, let me see this thing. I'll have it right here. All right, we got Portland at 9, Pelicans at 10, Sacramento at 11, Spurs at 12, Phoenix at 13. Whew. And then we got Memphis right at the border at 8. So I don't think Portland makes the playoffs just because they don't. I don't know. They don't really have a good system. It's all ISO ball, no movement, and I don't know. It just hasn't been their year. I had high hopes for them this year, but I don't know what happened. I definitely think the Pelicans have a chance to make it. I mean, they got Zion Williamson, first pick. He was playing crazy before the season ended, and he had only played less than 15 games. He was averaging 25 in freaking.
That's crazy.
25 minutes.
Right.
So he's super efficient, and they have a good young team. I actually have them making the Western Conference Finals next year as a sleeper.
Really?
Yeah, but I definitely think. Wait, let me see. I don't know if they make it though. I don't think Sacramento makes it too young. They don't really have a good system. The Spurs, you can never count the Spurs out.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been in the playoffs for like 20 plus years now or something like that. This might be the first year that they're out, but I would never doubt.
But I know that when they were on the playoffs there with Tim Duncan, and I mean that was like
this was like their first year where they didn't have like their core team, like their big guys, like Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Ginobili, Kawhi Leonard, like
so this is actually like a brand new team.
Yeah, like they don't really have like that
connection. Or
I mean, they have like DeMar DeRozan and like Aldridge, but they haven't really been putting in the work. But like I said, you can never count them out. They just know how to win. And all right, so we'll put the Pelicans and the Spurs for right now.
Okay.
And the Suns, they're not making it. I don't think they're making it. I'm sorry.
The Suns right now.
I mean, they're 6 games out of the 8 seed, so I don't think they make it. So that just leaves us with the Spurs, Pelicans, and the Grizzlies. I think the top 7 teams. So the Lakers, the Clippers, the Nuggets, the Jazz, OKC, Houston, and Dallas, I think they're a lock. I don't think they slip.
Okay. So you think OKC, you think your team is going to make it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we're 5th seed.
Okay.
So we would have to lose, like, all of our games to miss the playoffs. And I don't, no.
You heard it, guys. He said his team is not gonna lose.
I'm excited to see OKC because we're gonna be super healthy. You got an old Chris Paul leading our team, and now he's gonna be coming back 100. So I could see us going up to the 3rd spot, honestly.
Damn, 3rd spot.
And we're not even supposed to be in the playoffs. We had like a 0.2% chance to make the playoffs, and here we are in the 5th seed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't see them slipping. The only team I really see slipping is the Grizzlies. They're just young. I mean, they're a good team, but I don't know. The Pelicans, I think they have a better team. Spurs. It's just hard to leave out the Spurs. Like, they're just too good.
I mean, but that's probably the sleeper team right there, huh?
To make the playoffs, yeah, I think they're definitely the sleeper. But it's either Memphis or the Pelicans, for sure. I think my definitive answer, though, take a hot take, I think the Pelicans make it.
You make it. Is that a team that you would like to see in the playoffs?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I think the NBA wants to see the Pelicans in the playoffs because of Zion Williamson. That guy's crazy, like just athletic. He just lights the crowd up, even though there's no crowd. But you have him on the court. Obviously, I'm going to watch it because
he's a rookie, right?
Yeah, okay. He's a rookie. But yeah, I think the Pelicans make it over the Grizzlies. They just have a overall more solid team, more talent. And I think they have a better coach too. So yeah, I think the Pelicans make it. And then on the East, I think it's a lock. I mean, the Wizards are 6 games behind Orlando, the 8th spot. So they would have to go on a literally win all their games, streak. And have Orlando lose some. So I think the East is locked. It's just seeding at this point. So whoever, if you could get a higher seed to get home court, which really isn't going to be a factor, because there's matter. They were talking about that too. They were talking about what could we do to give home higher seeds the advantage. They were talking about more challenges to plays. I think that was a good idea. More challenges, but I mean, there's really nothing you could do.
There's nothing. I mean, I think we're fortunate enough to have it come back.
Yeah.
Period.
But I think but that changes a lot because it's especially with role players, they play worse on the road, especially with a top tier team.
Right.
You get me? So now it's there is no road, so everybody's gonna be playing at their fullest.
On the road.
There's no nerves. It's
I mean, too. A lot of people, say, oh, well, there's not gonna be spectators or a crowd to cheer on their team. So I mean, it's gonna be really different. So
and a lot of guys go off that. They see the crowd cheering for them, they get that energy, and then they start playing better. Or the same thing. Like I said, if you're on the road and you miss a shot and everybody's booing you, I mean, you're pretty you could be playing worse because of that, or some people feed off that. So that's what I'm saying.
Vice versa.
There's no there's no advantage here.
Yeah.
So
I think it's gonna come to the point of how hungry each team is to want to make it to the playoffs. You know, and it's gonna determine. And I'm sure there's gonna be people out there who probably say, "Oh, well, you know, this team had a rest," and you know, I mean, all the teams are
there's no excuses now.
Yeah, everybody's well rested, and you know, it's pretty much you bring the game, your A game, and if you got it, you got it, and if you don't, you don't.
This break is gonna be longer than the off season.
Is it?
Yeah.
Really?
I think it's gonna be like 2 or 3 weeks longer than the regular off season.
Oh man, that's crazy.
So it's like we're starting a brand new season, but we're finishing
yeah.
That's crazy. But yeah, I don't see the Wizards made like 0.0000 chance that they make it.
So they'll be knocked out in the first round.
Yeah, no, they won't even make it. That was something they're like 6 games behind. So you're gonna have to win all your games, and Orlando's gonna have to lose all their games for you to make it. So it's like I don't see it. So the East is really just about seeding. I mean, Milwaukee's way too above. I think they're locked at first. From 2 to 6. So they're from 2 to 6. You could no. From 2 to like 4, you can make a move. 3 to 6 and stuff like that. So, but again, it's like there's no advantage really. I mean, if you look at matchups, you could think like, oh, okay, we're gonna play it less the weaker team that you should be playing. But yeah, and then like I said, West, I think I got the Pelicans making it. If everybody's healthy, if Zion's playing, I think they make it. I don't really see anyone else doing that. But yeah.
We shall see. So we shall see where they go, and we shall see where OKC lands.
Yeah, we're gonna make some noise.
Who would you like to see in the finals?
Who would I like to see in the finals?
Like, you know, every NBA finals right here. Here we go.
I would like to see. If I'm being biased, I would like to see OKC. Okay, I would like to see OKC and Boston. Okay. Boston Celtics. But realistically, I'm going to say I would want to see the Clippers, obviously. And the Bucks. Okay. Just to see if Giannis could get over that hump and win it this year.
No, I think I've seen LeBron lately a lot in the news. Do you think all this with the Black Lives Matter, you think that's going to affect his game?
No. I think if anything, it'll bring it up. Yeah. It's like, I mean,
it could be
like you're playing for something.
Too, though, you know?
Yeah. But, I mean, he's shown, like, time and time that these words don't affect him. And, like I said, as a player, I've always wanted to play for something, you know, whether it be mom, God, or somebody. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, he could make that his thing. Like, I'm gonna go out there and play for Black Lives Matter and all that. So yeah, I think everybody. It's not just him, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen other athletes out there, but I think I've seen him the most. You know, I know that he had a comeback with Drew Brees, I think, when he had a comment. So I've seen LeBron a lot in the news. Yeah. But like you say, you know, it could be a motivation to, you know, shut the people up and, you know, show them and stuff.
That's what I've always admired about LeBron. I mean, everybody's admired that about him, is that he's just not a basketball player. He speaks for his community. He speaks for, you know, the little guy, because he has that platform. He's not afraid to speak out and use his platform to. I mean, one post spreads the words to millions. He has no problem doing that. He's not shy about it. With kids too. I mean, he has his I Believe school in his home city. That's awesome. I mean, basically paying for, you know, lower class kids to go to school throughout your life. You know, college tuition and all that. Dope. So I've always admired that about him. It's really inspirational.
That's awesome.
What he does. But yeah.
I know there's a trade coming up. I forgot who the guy is. Can't remember.
We were talking about out there?
Yeah.
Oh, Demarcus Cousins? No, he's a free agent.
He's a free agent. What do you think about that?
I think that's really interesting.
Why?
Because he was injured when the quarantine started and the season was canceled. But now it's like he's kind of, you know, getting back in the gym. And he's working, you know. So teams are really starting to look at him and think like, okay, we could sign him and he could be a good pickup, especially for contending teams. I think only contending teams should pick him up. I don't think a team that doesn't have a chance of winning it should do it, especially for him because he's injury prone.
So he's gonna choose.
Yeah,
and
I
has
think
to choose wisely.
Yeah, and I think it's perfect for him because it's like you're when you sign with the team. Let's say lower markets like Milwaukee, who's a contending team. A lot of people don't want to live in Milwaukee. You know, that's a big factor. You know, everybody says like, man, that's not fair that the Lakers they live in LA, so everybody wants to play in LA.
Right.
So that's like a big factor in free agency signings. That's why they've always had top tier players. But like I said, like if you have a contending team like Milwaukee, who's a lower market team, you know, a lot of people don't want to play there.
Right.
But now it's like everybody's in the same place. So no matter where you sign, you're not even going to be living in that city. You're going to be living in this bubble for the next 2 months. You know, sign a little for the end of the season, and then you could play.
So do you think he would actually get to play in these?
I think if he's healthy, yeah.
Really?
But I definitely think.
But that's risky, not only for himself, but that's also risky for the team who picks him up.
Yeah, but there's the thing though. He's not looking for big money because, I mean, he's injured, so not many teams are gonna offer him what he's really worth. You get me? So especially at this point in the season, the most you could really offer is like the minimum for a player. So he's an all-star player. You're paying him the minimum for an all-star player. So I think teams are gonna take that risk, obviously. Right. But yeah, I think only contending teams should sign him. I think my sleeper team to sign him, or the team that I would want to see him sign with, is the Bucks. Yeah, because they're a team that works around Giannis, and they don't really have that second, third star to make shots when, especially in the playoffs, when Giannis is getting locked up and not locked up, but they're slowing him down. He's not really doing what he usually does.
Right.
And Middleton is a good second option. I'm not saying that, but I don't think he's like a second option. I think he's like a third option. So I think if you add Demarcus Cousins with that, you kind of have him coming off the bench. He's a big guy. He could rebound. He can play defense, and he's a shooter. So it's not like he's gonna be clogging the paint for Giannis. And I think it'd just be perfect because he's like an all-star. He can make big shots.
Right.
So, and I don't think he would have to make that big shot. I just think that attention would be on him, and then you have a person like Middleton who can make that shot with a little less pressure. You get what I'm saying? So I think it'd be a perfect situation with it. Nobody's really talking about him going to the Bucks, but I just think, me personally, I think he should sign with the Bucks. I don't think it would happen, but I think that's his perfect.
That would be the perfect scenario.
Yeah, for him. Everybody's talking about him signing with I hear the Lakers and the Heat.
The Lakers already got.
Yeah, like they're the first seed, but see, and that's the thing. Like, I don't like when teams sign players because of their names, like of who they are.
But that's everywhere. That's
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I don't like it because, let's say he signs with the Lakers, they're already a first seed team. They have their momentum. They already have their roles and everything. So you have a guy coming, an all-star player coming to the team, and you know, he's kind of messing up the rhythm, you know, and then he has to get into his own rhythm where it's like he has to look for shots. So I feel like sometimes players like force shots and it just messes up the rhythm and the chemistry's off. But that's what I'm saying. I feel like he fits perfectly with the Bucks because they need that. They need a guy to take these shots that are hard, that, you know. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. That's the perfect situation for him. I see. I don't think the Lakers are the good situation for him because they already have two centers that can't shoot, and he's a center. So it's like you're gonna have to bench one person. You can't play.
You can't play two
centers. You can't play three centers, 10 minutes each. You know, like it breaks their confidence too. So I don't think the Lakers are a good option for them. The Heat, I think that's a little bit more better option because they're kind of the same. Well, they're not like the Bucks. They kind of had like an all-around scoring situation, but they're just missing that another piece, like, you know, a scoring option like that. And I think he'd fit better in there than the Lakers because he need a center too. He spreads the floor. You got Jimmy Butler, like I said. You got all these young guys spreading the floor, and then you have him in the paint causing these double teams, kick it out, spread the floor, make these easy threes and like that. But yeah, I definitely think the Bucks are a sleeper team to sign them.
That would be good.
I think that'd be the perfect situation for him. For the top 3 teams, I would have him Bucks, Heat, and the Lakers.
Just for last.
Yeah.
We shall see who he goes to.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting to see to find out who he goes to.
I think that'd be super interesting. But yeah, definitely those 3 teams. I don't think anybody else looking to sign them. No contending teams. But yeah, those 3 teams.
Anything else you got?
Wait, you guys heard it here. I said it. Milwaukee Bucks. So if he signs there, I think they have a chance to win that ring. Yeah, for sure.
Now we had an interview with Santiago. He played for the Suns and he played for
the Bucks.
Yeah,
shout out to
him. Shout out to Santiago. I mean, what did you think about that interview, bro?
That was awesome, dude. I mean, I don't want to sound like a fanboy, but it was just cool talking to somebody that was in the practices, you know, in the NBA, and just being in that atmosphere, and then him talking about it. It was like, this dude's talking about playing with Jason Kidd, TJ Ford, and Michael Redd, and all that. And he was just cool, man. Like, he was just a humble guy. Like, it was amazing to me because, like, he was just so humble and so at peace. Like, you know, it was just cool. That was awesome. Shout out to him.
Shout out to him. Yeah, we did get a comment on our YouTube page saying that the person loved how humble he was in the video, and that's awesome. He was very humble. You know, he didn't think he was all that because he played, and, you know, just show a shout out to Santiago.
Yeah, definitely.
Anything else you got going on?
Nothing. It was just that. I just want to get that out there. Just a quick little episode today. We have a couple guests coming on. Super excited about. I don't want to say them.
Yeah, it's not yet.
But,
I don't want to jinx it.
Yeah, we got a couple people coming on, and then I'm glad that sports are rolling back up again. We're gonna have a lot more to talk about.
Yep.
And just keep liking our stuff.
Keep liking our stuff.
Watching our stuff. Thank you guys for your support.
Thank you very much. Keep
chime in. Who do you think Cousins is gonna sign with? Who do you think is gonna make the playoffs? You know, give us your opinions.
Give us your opinion.
Follow us on Instagram. It's All Love Pod.
It's All Love Pod.
I love to interact with you guys. And yeah. Is there anyone you want to shout out, Oscar?
I want to shout out all the graduates again. We had a graduation today that we went to. My daughter graduated. I just want to shout out all the graduates. It actually was kind of sad, but then again, in a happy way, it was good. You know, we got to see her graduate, and, you know, in a different way. And I think that this is going to be remembered for a long time, forever, to remember this pandemic and how the class of 2020 graduated. So shout out to my daughter for making it and, you know, doing her thing. So shout out to that. What do you got to shout out?
Just like you said, your daughter, my niece. Super proud of her. Every graduate too. It's hard times, but, you know, we'll get through it. And just shout out to all the graduates, you know, trying to understanding what's going on, and just it's just unfortunate what you guys have to go through, you know, not getting some proms and stuff like that. So but yeah, like I said, short episode. Chime in when I post this, and that's a wrap. It's all love.
It's all love.
I'm David. This is Oscar. That's a wrap.
But thank you very much for watching us. Stay tuned for more to come. Like you said, you know, like David said, stay tuned. So it's all love. Episode 8.